My earliest memory of fashion was when I was actually a little girl. My grandmother and aunt made all of my clothes for me. So I remember that. I remember being around the whole construction process with them. They did alterations for people, and so I think that was probably some of my first exposure to fashion and sewing and creation. I started to research different opportunities in the industry, and I didn't feel like I wanted to be in retail management. I didn't feel like I wanted to do design, but I wanted to be creative, and I'd always been kind of a natural event planner. I ran the prom at high school. I was the secretary of the senior class, and have no trouble telling people what they should do, So I started reading some descriptions about different job opportunities, and I saw the description of fashion director. The role of fashion director is really different from company to company. Many times you'll read in magazines about the fashion director at Saks Fifth Avenue in New York, and they're at the front row of every collection during New York Fashion Week, and they're helping to make the fashion decisions for that company, what designers that they will carry, what designers they'll put in different locations, just setting the fashion direction for the tone. The management of the DAP fashion show, and I'll talk to that because it is unique, very different than, say, doing an in-store fashion show. I do lots of events for Macy's regionally, and they're great events, in-store community events. But it's a little bit easier because number one, the clothing is sized a certain way. You know what sizes your models are. You know what size the clothes are. It makes an easy fit. At DAP, that's just one of those interesting elements, is that every garment is uniquely created to fit a body that designer designed that garment on. And it's on a fit model. And they're not all of the same size or shape. And I think when we talk about the process of the fashion show, it's just lots and lots of relationships. The relationship with our students as a production staff and the students, letting them know exactly what's going to happen and how it's going to happen and how to manage their expectations for the event. Because even just in the senior class, we have about 60 students, and each one of them is a designer, and each one of them is completely focused on their collection, as well they should be. But what we have to do is bring all of that together in an event, and helping them see that is about managing relationships and helping them understand it. I believe what I enjoy the most about the direction and production of the DAP fashion show is, you have rehearsal on Thursday night, and there's so many things that need to be adjusted and fixed, and people come out in the wrong garments, and things are on backwards, and these are all one-of-a-kind pieces, and there's no, the designers do their best to say, put it on this way, but it's dark and fast and furious, and so there's all these mistakes that happen on Thursday night, and then the next night it's just like, I don't know, it's just like music or a symphony or something, and you just sit there, and everything that you have seen come together, well or not well, in the past year, comes together beautifully right then. It just comes down the runway. I have such respect for the designers, by and large, because they, what they do is pretty amazing, and the thought that goes into it and the process that goes into it. So for me, it's I'm honored to put their garments on the runway. What I want from them is trust, that we know what we're doing, and that we've done this for many, many years. So the coolest part for me is sitting there in that production box and watching it, and then at the end, all those seniors coming down that runway, and they're just smiling, and they're so excited, and their 5 years of education have come to fruition in a matter of 90 minutes, and it's pretty cool. The DAP Fashion Show has grown to the point of 1,500 people. It's a very high-profile event regionally, and the people that attend are co-op employers, families, friends, supporters of the university, supporters of the College of Design, future employers of these students, their peers. So for them, I really want them to try to wrap their brains around the magnitude of that event and what their collection means to that. I tell them, if you just will focus on making an incredible collection, we will have an incredible show, because everybody's collections come together, and that's the story that's told.